Hey folks, what is up? This is one big bugger, and I recorded this already, but I'm re-recording it because the sound issue I had in the last one apparently is my um, webcam is picking up my sound like I've swallowed it, legitimately. It's like it's loud, and I don't know how to turn it down without making it the main microphone from my computer. And then if I switch it back off the main microphone for my computer, what happens, you know? Um, so anyways, I've gone to making my headset microphone my default for this recording, as this also helps get rid of a little bit of the shine from my bullet head because my light's directly over top. So, I have dark shadows under my eyes. My eyes are bad as it is. So anyways, so I've got some things going on. Um, you're having performance issues. Your computer may not be optimized. How the hell do you optimize it? It always tells me this. And the reality is, well, how the hell do you optimize it? I think it just doesn't like the drive I'm recording with. Maybe the drive's a bit slow. It works well enough. Or maybe I gotta update I haven't updated my video driver in a couple months, so maybe that needs to be done. I don't know. I'll take care of it. But, anyways, I've got some things going on. One of them's really big, the others are mediocre. So I'll just start with the really big one and get it out of the way. Some of you who see this might remember that back January last year, 2020, I financed a 2019 Ram 1500 Laramie pickup. White truck with the sportish painted front, the Hemi V8, 5x7 bed, full cab. It's got the big doors in the back. It's got more leg space in the back than any other vehicle, uh, period. Unless it's like a limo or something. I mean, I could put my seat all the way back, and freaking Shaquille O'Neal could sit behind me. Okay, he'd be like this, but he could stretch his legs out. So yeah, the full cab in the back, and plenty of options with not being overly done. Leather seats, nice dash, so all this cool stuff in it. And I put $30,000 down on it, including what I owed on my Camry. Left me with 24,000. No, it's not 24,000, but what I have left now to pay off the truck is 24,500. Um, Going through the pandemic kind of made me realize, and I already knew this to begin with, but it really kind of brought home how fragile my financial position is with that truck. If I were to lose either one of my jobs at any given point within the next 3, maybe 4 years, I doubt I could save the truck. I might be able to, but it would be at the cost of a lot of other things that would need to happen. So, with that said, I made a bit of a snap decision. Um, Before I go into, I mean, you can already guess what I'm talking about. Actually, I should have left that up. It was brightening my face. There we go. Okay, so I'll leave the white screen up. It makes my face a little more presentable. Um, so anyways, um, okay. I always knew that the truck was a mistake, but I thought it was a mistake I could deal with. What I should have done with my settlement money is paid off my Camry, which would have left me $10,000 out of the $30,000 I put down on the truck. I'd had about 10,000 left and bought a used truck, 5, 6, 7 years old, whatever, just bought it, boom. And I'd own two vehicles, a 2018 Camry, very reliable car, great gas mileage, very peppy, very quick. It was an awesome sedan. And then I'd also have my truck, whatever I bought. But I didn't do that. I wanted a new truck. I wanted a really good, and so that's what I did. And I knew it was a mistake. because my whole plan was to lower my monthly payments for my Camry or eliminate them completely. And what I did was end up paying about the same. And then for 7 years instead of 5. And even then, at 5, I paid a year and a half off. So when driving my school bus last week, I passed by this second or third hand dealership, and sitting in there is a van, and it's a Chevy C1500, Chevy CK 1500 Explorer conversion van, 2004. The paint on it's a bit rough, but mechanically it's sound. But the big thing on this conversion van is it's got a wheelchair lift in it. Somebody's converted it with a wheelchair lift. And I made the choice. Talk to the salesman, the owner was there. They offered me 32,000 for my truck. I owe 26,000, no, 24,500 or 26,500. Either way, I've got a little less than $8,000, so it's probably like 26,004. Yeah, no, 24, yeah, 24,000. The 8,000 or whatever I have left goes towards the van, and then a couple more thousand from me buys the van off completely. I own it, lock, stock, and barrel. It's got a 5.3 liter V8. It's all-wheel drive, so it'll be a decent winter vehicle, provided the frame is good. I do have my concerns. I'm not going to lie to you. It had a trailer hitch on the back that was completely rotted. The security chain rings completely rotted out. The tow bar, where the receiver came out, the cross strut, you could push on and actually feel it give, completely rotted. So that really set off some concerns about the frame. And I went and looked under the frame, and sure enough, there looks like there's a couple rough spots, but nothing that'll compromise the van. I took it for a test drive. It rides really well, drives well. It's got steady oil pressure, steady battery charging. It doesn't overheat. So, awesome. Um, that said, I struck a deal with the dealer. They're supposed to put the van up, sand and sandblast, or sand down the frame underneath, and then undercoat it so it won't rust any further. And as long as the frame's fairly solid, it should last for a little while yet. I only want it to last for a couple years, not because I think that my mom's not going to be in a couple years. I want her to be around for a while yet, despite, sometimes things, my mother and I, but, son and mother, is what happens. Um, just because in a couple years, I could probably get another wheelchair van that's better shape. The whole point of this is that I will no longer owe a bank for a vehicle. Nobody can take it from me. I will not be making any payments on it. It's mine. Um, but I'm no fool. Not, well, okay, I'm a fool, but I'm not a complete fool. My concerns for the van are legit. You never know what's going to happen with an older vehicle, right? Right. So what I've done is I went out and I bought a, you're going to ask, how's this smart? Just bear with me. A 1999 Chrysler Sebring convertible, 2.5 liter V6. Maybe a tannish or gray or silver. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, the paint job's really nice. It's just got surface scratches on it. Nothing's that's gone through the clear coat. There's not an ounce of rust on this car at all. There's zero, not a none. None underneath, none in the suspension, none on the tires or the brakes or the body or the top. None. Zero. No rust on this car. On top of that, the car came not only with the owner's manual, for 99, that's impressive, but all this is a record of the paper, this is the paperwork, the record of the work that's been done on the car. dating back at least as far as 2015. Things that have been done to the car since 2018. Now, this is 2018 this work has been done. Uh, all the calipers have been replaced. So the brakes have been fully redone. The radiator has been replaced. The water pump housing has been replaced. The timing belt has been replaced. The alternator has been replaced. I don't know if I said, I don't know if I mentioned, but the radiator had been replaced. The top has been replaced. It's got an aftermarket radio in it. Um, it had a new battery put in it a couple years ago. Um, it's had a it's had a new timing belt. Man, I let me do this because to me this is just impressive stuff. Okay, um, this is back. This was done in Fall River, Complete Auto Tech Center. This was done on. This was done in March last year, 2020. Distributor assembly removed, replaced. Includes check and or adjust air gap and adjust ignition timing, oil pressure sender switch, remove and replace, the balance tire and balance tires on it. And this was done the same place in February of 2020. Um, Valve cover gasket removed and replaced, did an oil change, check all fluids, tire pressures, and degrease the engine. So the valve covers have been replaced. All the covers actually have been replaced. This was done. They call it 2000 Chrysler, but this was done on 10/1/2020. So this was done just in October. Spark plugs, intake gasket, um, another gasket's been done. Oh, throttle gasket, intake gasket, throttle gasket, coolant flush, heater core flush for $300. This is the big one. Or is it? No, is this? Yeah, actually it is. This is the big one. Radiator replace. Radiator replace water pump housing. Hazardous material. Water tubes, O-rings, thermostat, thermostat gasket, timing belt tensioner, radiator cap, timing belt, antifreeze, radiator hoses, all that. Okay, this was done only 3 years ago. So the radiator in there is only 3 years old. Not even 3 years. It's like 2+ years old. All the work, labor, parts, and everything came out to $1,500. Okay? It's had a new battery put in it just a couple years ago. Um, this is the old one. And this actually marks that it is a Florida car. Um, it's also had the alternator replacement here, battery system checks and whatnot. So it has had an extensive amount of work done to it. A lot of the things that become really major concerns in older cars have already been done. And on top of that, for 1999, it has around 82 to 84,000 miles on it. It has less miles than the 2004 van, which only has 97,000 miles on it. And there's one thing on here where it's not recorded, but it's obvious. The top, it's a soft top. The top on the Chrysler, on the Sebring, is 3 years old. The top was replaced back in 2018. Yeah. So this car has had an extensive um, amount of work done to it. Starts right up. Sounds beautiful. I mean, I really think I made a great purchase in this one. And this is going to be the second car because if something happens to the van, we have the car. If something does happen to the car, we have the van. I'm also, once I get the van, once the van is mine, I am getting a platinum AAA membership. If you're going to get a AAA membership, get the best. Here in New England, it's like $200 for the year. $200 for the year, for peace of mind for the year for AAA. And I could get it through my insurance and Allstate. Maybe a little bit cheaper. I'm going to talk to an agent. I'm going to say, this is what AAA gets me. What does Allstate get me? And for how much? So in doing this, I eliminate a $503 a month payment. So I'm saving just a little bit over $6,000 a year. $6,000 a year I save by not paying it to a bank, by owning my vehicles. Not only that, my taxes actually go down. The taxes on the two vehicles combined will be $100 maybe, versus my truck, which I just got the taxes for it, is 450 this year. Last year was 600 something. Okay. And my insurance will actually be cheaper on these two vehicles. And I'm keeping it at the same level as my truck. I'm keeping it at the same level. Now, the other thing about the Sebring is I am not going to be the sole owner of the Sebring. I am putting another name on it because she's paying half the value. Ta-da! It is technically her first car, but we're going to share in it. You can go back now. But yes, I paid 2,700 for it. She's paying me 1,350 back. We're going halves. So when we register it, we're going to go together, and her name will go on it. Um, at least I think. It may be easier just to have my name on it for insurance purposes to keep the insurance lower, but I'll work it out when I get there. So yeah, I'm going to have two vehicles. One's a convertible, one's a conversion van. The conversion van has a wheelchair lift, which will make life of getting my mother around infinitely easier. She has an upcoming appointment soon, so I hope to get the van soon. I've already signed the paperwork. I think it was Wednesday last week, and the van's gone into the shop to get some stuff done. It needs a little bit of work still. Um, I know it may seem strange trusting a dealership, but this dealership has 30 reviews and all of them are 4 stars or better on Google. You don't see that for just about any company. You don't see 30 reviews for a company like this. You just don't. And they're all 4 star. Every second and third hand dealership I've ever come across has bad reviews, and usually quite a few of them 2 stars, 1 stars. They sold me a lemon, it was junk, and I went through that too. My Envoy, the guy said they fixed the brakes, and within a year I'm replacing the front brakes. So what the hell they fix? So yeah, this is why I'm going to trust this dealership to be fair with me and to do what they say, and to promise me that that vehicle will be safe. Um, they have they have all good reviews. So there you go. So I will have two vehicles, a conversion van, and a Sebring, as well as my motorcycle, which I'm actually selling my motorcycle this year, but not because I quit riding, because I intend to get a bigger one. I'm going to get probably either a Vulcan or a Roadstar, 15, 1600. Bump up in size, power, because the Sebring would be great for driving cross country once COVID's done. You go maybe see my father in Florida and take the Sebring, or if I have a big enough motorcycle with a big enough tank capacity that can go about 200, 250 miles on the tank, um, take the bike. You know, the advantage is if it rains and in Florida you're going to run into rain, you put the top up on the convertible. Can't exactly do that on the bike. Talk to you later. So yes, that's the big thing. I'm getting rid of my truck. I'm getting a van, and I have a convertible sitting out in my yard already. Second thing is I am off of Xfinity, Comcast. As of the 24th, I now have Verizon Fios. So I have equal upload and download speeds of incredibly high rate, which is one of the reasons I wanted off Xfinity. I got sick and tired of Xfinity's low upload speeds. Even a video like this, just a recording, which is the smallest videos I make, even if they're an hour long, would take 30, 45 minutes, even upwards of an hour sometimes. So with this, it should just take minutes. Second reason I got away from Xfinity was contracts. Xfinity's still locking you into a 2-year contract. And at the end of those 2 years, you have to renegotiate or get new deals and be locked in for another 2 years. And if you don't or you can't, then your price skyrockets. Um, Fios doesn't do that. You come in at the 150th whatever price of Fios and you continue on in that price. And there's no contract. You can stop anytime you want and you can move anytime you want, whatever it is, whatever it takes. Bam. So that's cool. And the third one is here in Massachusetts, Xfinity is implementing a data cap. It's a data cap that probably won't affect me, but it is a data cap where if you use a certain amount of data, you will be charged for more data on internet. Even if it doesn't affect me, that is bullshit. That is the sign of a company who is starting to gouge for money, maybe because they're starting to suffer or um, well, yeah, suffering it could definitely be one of them. Um, Considering all the streaming apps that are out there and whatnot now, everybody's got their own streaming app. So yeah, that could be a very big thing. But either way, data cap contracts and poor upload speeds. I told Xfinity goodbye, and they did the usual. Oh, can you need to call us for us to verify? So they want you to call them so they can talk to you. And if they talk to you voice to voice, maybe they can convince you to stay. And they said, well, is there anything, here comes the line, that we can do, that maybe check your mind? I said, I literally said, I'm leaving Xfinity because you're implementing a data cap in Massachusetts. You're continuing to do contracts, and your upload speed has been 10 megabits per second since its inception. So unless you want to keep me around without a contract at the same price as I entered on, can improve your upload speed and convince Xfinity to not implement their data caps, no, I'm leaving. They didn't even argue at that point. I'm pretty sure people be leaving in droves for Fios as they can. I even buying out of my contract with Xfinity. So that's the second big thing. I know there's a third one. This isn't it, but this is definitely something that's important. I am actually fully vaccinated. Ta-da! Yeah. I'm a home health care worker. Oh, I remember what the third one is. I'm a home health care worker, so I qualified for phase one in Massachusetts. I just got my second shot a few weeks back. First shot, nothing happened. Second shot, I just got a sore arm. And actually, it's still a little tender right here. But that's all that happened. So I'm completely vaccinated. I still wear a mask. I still social distance. I still follow all the rules. The vaccine's not 100%. And I don't know if I could actually like catch the vaccine, but it not develop, but I could still transmit it. So the third one is I have taken the steps to go back for bariatric surgery round two. I've been struggling my weight. My weight has gone up over the past 6 months or so. I've gone from 330 to 350. It's a little bit more than that, but that's the gist. And with COVID taking me out of my gym and taking out of the routine, staying home all the time, stress, depression, all of this, I can't do it. So I'm going to go back. I don't know if I'm going to get another sleeve again. I may convert to a full bypass because a full bypass will keep me off of some of the bigger weaknesses I have, candies, sugars, things like that. I can't have sugar. I literally have to go sugar free. I don't know how much that affects. Like, God, can I like not have like a soup or something that has sugar in it? I don't know what my diet's going to be like that, and it does concern me a bit. But you know, general surgeries is you can get two, but three on something like this really can't. The second one's your last one. So I may just want to go with the harder decision. Um, my hope is that once I get everything done, you know, my mother's vaccinated, or at least starting her vaccination, I can get back to the gym, get back into my routine, get back to things going, and bam, I am done, ready, and I'm back to losing weight. So that's the third big thing that's happening is I'm going back to bariatric surgery through Boston Medical. So that's really the gist of everything that's going on, man. I'm just anxious to get this van and get this truck um, gone. I love my truck. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. It's been my lifelong dream to own a pickup truck, and I've owned it for a year. And I've put it to use. I've hauled things in it. I've towed things with it. I towed the Sebring here on a dolly. Um, yeah, I've hauled things with it. I've towed things with it. I pulled a SUV out of a ditch in the snow up in Minnesota. It's a guy I was forever grateful for. To be honest, I could probably do that in the van. Um, but as much as I love my truck, as much as I love that big Hemi V8, 400 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, you put your foot down on the highway and she'll give it to you for a truck. You know, the end, in the end, I don't want to risk it. It's my truck, but I don't want to risk it. I'd rather own two older vehicles um, that nobody can take from me, that are mine, that I'm not paying for, than one vehicle that I could lose. And not only am I paying for, but continue to pay for after the fact. So, other than that, not much is going on. I still plan at the very least to get the Mass Effect remastered trilogy and do at least one playthrough, if not two playthroughs. One playthrough is going to be Paragon. The other playthrough will be Renegade, making as many as the hard decisions as I can that does not kill a crew member, at least in Mass Effect 1. Because I know at one point you can kill Rex. And I'm sorry, but in Mass Effect 1, Rex and Garrus are my team. Rex and Garrus are my team. And I don't think I could kill Rex. Especially because if you kill Rex, he doesn't come back in the later Mass Effects. And, how can you do that? No, 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 no. Rex has definitely got to come back. So that is something I want to do. That is something I'm going to try and do and upload. Hell, I may even go play it. Might actually be the first game that I um, stream. Who knows? But that's going to be me done for this video, folks. I know I usually ramble on for an hour, but it's late. It's almost 11 o'clock. I've got to go to bed in a little while. Plus, I've got to go use the bathroom. So that's going to be me done for this. Keep watch. You never know what may appear on my channel. I may game, especially now that I've got a fast upload speed. But until then, folks, stay safe. I'll see you.